We are the ShelfLife StringBand, and this is our introduction to the world via iMoveiLive online music magazine, with special thanks to Reverb Nation.
My name is Joe, I play banjo.
My name's Rocky, I play the fiddle.
My name's Andy and I play the mandolin.
My name's Derek, I play the guitar.
I'm Trish and I play bass.
What makes our band different from other string bands is originality. We write the majority of our own material. We also have we're also versatile. I mean, we can play several different styles of music in our string band format.
When we perform, I think it's very close-knit with the crowd. We like to interact with the crowd, and a lot of the times when we play in the park house here in the north side, we're just right on the ground with the crowd. There's no actual stage, so it really makes you feel like you're part of the group, and I think the audience really appreciates that. And I know we like to bounce the vibe off of the audience and see how they're feeling and reacting. Like, for instance, if there's a bunch of people dancing, we'll continue playing fast dance songs, or people are kind of mellowing out and sitting down, we might switch up to a slow song. But I feel like we have a close-knit relationship with the audience, and I think we want to keep it that way.
It's hard to get into the music industry, but we're working towards it. We recorded our first album last year and released it this year, and we have a couple more in the pipeline. We've been touring regionally, so we've been out of the Pittsburgh region quite a bit, and next year we'll be doing more of that and trying to broaden that radius of who's seeing us and where we're going, and just keep building on that.
Where I personally see bluegrass music going is, I feel like it's on a giant upward swing right now, and it's coming back into popularity with that song Wagon Wheel, and Darius Rucker, or whatever his name is, Heady, he came back and covered it, and now I know a whole bunch of little kids, like my nieces and nephews, like that song, and it's a bluegrass song. And then we have bands like the Avett Brothers and Mumford & Sons, and even though they're not really bluegrass, they still hold this string band traditions. So I feel like bluegrass really is about to hit an upward peak, to come in, and then you, with the pop element into it, is like realizing what makes pop music. Is like the one thing that I'm trying to realize is, one of the things that makes pop music is you can dance to it, and it's a constant dance. And if people, and like the reason why bluegrass is so hard to catch for some people is they're new to it. Like, all of us were new coming into bluegrass music, so it even took me years to even really fall in love with it and catch the bug. And once you catch the bug, you start realizing the dances and how the music moves. And one of the constant things in pop music is like just the driving bass. That bass that just sits there and just thumps. And that's one thing that we are thinking about trying to bring into the bluegrass sound, is not that the bass hasn't really not been present in the sound of bluegrass. We're trying to maybe make it a little more present, to give something, a new listener, as soon as they come and see our band or hear the sound of bluegrass, like there's an instant thing, because bass hits people right at the core. And I think that's one of the things that separates the pop music from rock and roll music or bluegrass music, is like when you go to a pop concert, or you turn on the radio, the first thing that hits you is that bass, and everybody can relate to that instantly. So that's one of the things that I could see coming more into bluegrass, to kind of give it a more popular feel, but not really take away from the tradition. The goal for this album was to try to take the traditional sounding instruments and try to present them in a new light. And try to put our own creative spin on it, from being a band from Pittsburgh and growing up on like punk rock music and rock and roll music, and not really growing up in the traditional bluegrass world. Like, I guess the overall goal was to try to create something that's new, that's us, in the vein of bluegrass traditional sound and music.
Yeah, so we have a friend who's a music enthusiast, also a fan of ours. He is a brewmaster at a place called the Rock Bottom Brewery in the waterfront here in Pittsburgh. He's brewed beers for bands before because he was a big fan of their music, and they were all drinkers. So he brewed a beer for us, which we coordinated with our record release. That happened in March. And the beer was an India Pale Lager, so it was called the ShelfLife IPL. And yeah, I don't think it was around for more than a month. That stuff went really fast. It was delicious. And we're looking forward to the next batch. I think it's more of an annual type brew. So we probably won't get any more of it until next year.
The first time I heard our album on the radio, it was a very humbling experience. It was the first time for me. I've never heard myself on the radio, and it was very exciting.
So next steps for the band and where we're headed, we are going to do a new album coming up next year, probably about this time. And we're hoping to do a few music videos by the end of the summer. And we've been saving money and looking forward to getting a van so we can come to your town and tour around and see you guys soon.
This is a self-titled song. It's called Shelf Life. And it goes like this. I could sell my soul.
honey, lay me down. Won't you sing me home? And I miss you, honey, I miss you. Won't you sing me home?
Here comes the knock at the door. The landlord, he just wants more.